Greetings to all Africans across the continent and around the world. My name is Akosua Prempe, your presenter on United States of Africa TV. And today I bring you another inspiring story of African excellence and rising strength. We turn our attention to Mali, where the 47th class of the Inter-Arms Military School in Koulikoro has officially completed its training. A total of 343 officers, representing 9 African nations, are now stepping forward, fully prepared to lead, serve, and safeguard their nations with discipline and honor. The graduation ceremony, rich in military tradition, was presided over by General Assimi Goïta, the Supreme Commander of the Malian Armed Forces. After 2 intense years of preparation, the new officers received their command swords and epaulettes, symbols of duty, unity, and national commitment. General Goïta emphasized a powerful truth: a nation's sovereignty can only be protected by a capable, well-prepared, and well-equipped army. He highlighted the importance of quality recruitment, strong training programs, improved welfare for soldiers and their families, and modern equipment capable of meeting today's security threats. The 47th cohort, officially named Pangasi Sangare of Lemia, has pledged to support Mali's reconstruction efforts and remain steadfast in the fight against extremist threats. Here at United States of Africa TV, our mission remains clear: to unite all Africans under one vision, one family, and one destiny. So I encourage you, please subscribe, like, comment, and share this broadcast. Invite your family, friends, and all Africans you know to join this movement for unity and strength across the continent. Before we end, I would like to leave you with 2 important questions. Please share your thoughts in the comments below. 1. Should more African countries invest in strong military training and modern equipment the way Mali is doing right now? 2. How do you think a united African defense force could transform the security and sovereignty of the entire continent? Your opinions matter. Let's build the future of Africa together.
Dash the cotton to the roof. Gonna put on my grease suit. Boil the gumbo, hot and steady. Don't carry ready. Gonna pray that old cemetery down off Claiborne where she's buried. Don't know, you better ask somebody. Gonna build a fire on the bayou when the black cat scratch at the tune under a full moon that's blue. Chant the magic word, Kofaru. A dash, connect to the room. Gon' put on.
Bobby.
Yes, teacher.
Who said money can buy happiness?
Broke people doing damage control.
Who said love is blind?
The guy that saw his partner's true face after marriage.
Who said health is wealth?
The doctor collecting consultation fees.
Who said no pain, no gain?
The gym owner collecting monthly fees.
Again?
The gym owner collecting monthly fees.
Who said don't cry over spilled milk?
The person who never bought milk with his own money.
Who said honesty is the best policy?
The man who never had to explain himself to his wife.
Who said the truth will set you free?
The prisoner with a good lawyer.
Who said the pen is mightier than the sword?
The person who has never been stabbed.
Again?
The person who has never been stabbed.
Who said when life gives you lemons, make lemonade?
The person that owns a blender.
Who said early bird catches the worm?
The bird that hates sleeping.
Who said action speaks louder than words?
The person with no microphone.
Again?
The person with no microphone.
Who said an apple a day keeps daughter away?
The apple seller looking for customers.
Who said what goes around comes around?
The fan.
Who said don't put all your eggs in one basket?
The man that owns many baskets.
Who said a friend in need is a friend indeed?
The broke friend asking for money.
Who said knowledge is power?
The man that invented school fees.
Who said cleanliness is next to godliness?
The person who owns a detergent company.
Again?
The person who owns a detergent company.
Who said beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder?
The man trying to justify his bad choice.
Who said age is just a number?
The sugar daddy justifying his crimes.
Who said success doesn't happen overnight?
Someone who doesn't know know that scammers exist?
Who said blood is thicker than water?
Relatives when they need help.
Who said you can't please everyone?
Your mother when she cook bitter leaf soup.
Are you playing with me?
No, teacher, I was trying to tell our viewers to subscribe to our YouTube channel at The Miss TV.
L'homme a tout fait du super wassiato.
Hall of Fame with wait. Zendaya is not in the White Passing Hall of Fame. She's black, all day long. But we would like to recognize her because she is considering starring in a movie about Anita Hemmings, the first black woman to graduate from Vassar. They did not know they had admitted a black woman, but they knew when she graduated. Y'all, this is one of the best stories in the history of white passing. Buckle up for white racial pettiness at its finest. So Hemmings grew up in Boston, a brilliant high school student wanting the best college education she could get. She and her parents both decided to fill out the application to Vassar as though she was white. She joined 103 young women in Vassar's class of 1897. Hemmings shined at Vassar. She mastered Latin, ancient Greek, French, and sang in the choir. She was also considered one of the most beautiful girls on campus, and people talked a lot about, is she Native American? But when she was a senior, just weeks away from graduating, her roommate noticed something strange. Her roommate, Lulu Taylor, was reading the Boston Globe and reading a story about a prominent black couple who had gotten married, and she noticed that one of the bridesmaids was named Anita Hemmings. So Lulu calls her father and says, maybe my roommate is black, I don't know. Her father hires a private investigator to figure out if Hemmings is white or black. They were clutching their pearls as they worried that this might have an impact on Lulu's social standing and the standing of the college in general. The detective, of course, found out that she was black. Lulu urged Vassar's president to do something. With just weeks to go before commencement, the administration debated, should we kick her out? Should we let her walk? What do we do? Vassar decided to let her graduate. She couldn't stay in the dorm with Lulu, although I'm sure she did not want to, but Vassar's notes on the day say, no one who saw the class of 1897 leave the shades of Vassar suspected Negro blood in one woman voted the class beauty. So she participated in graduation without a fuss. But a fuss was made after that because this became national news. A Vassar romance, a colored girl graduates from the famous college. These sorts of stories popped up all over the country. One of them was titled, How a Negro Girl Slipped Through Vassar College. Hemmings's father told a reporter, we know our daughter went to Vassar as a white girl and stayed there as such. As long as she conducted herself as a lady, she never thought it necessary to proclaim the fact that her parents were mulattoes. So she graduates from Vassar, moves to New York City, marries a doctor who is also passing for white. They lived together in Manhattan, pretending to be white, sending their children to Horace Mann and whites-only summer camps in Cape Cod. They say that when Hemmings's mother came to visit her, she had to use the servants' entrance. When it came time for her daughter Ellen Love to apply to college, of course they applied to Vassar and said she was white. I have no pictures of Ellen, but this represents that we are back on Vassar's campus in the story. So while Ellen is on campus, there's a 25-year reunion. Lulu Taylor is back on campus. She hears a rumor that her old roommate's daughter is now enrolled at Vassar, and she freaks the fuck out. At this point, the school is still not admitting black women who they know are black women. Lulu went to the president of Vassar and said this was very important to her because it was very painful, the experience she had with a roommate who was supposed to be a white girl but proved to be a negress. The president said, "We don't even know if she is aware that she's black." Anita Hemmings and Ellen Love, white passing, Hall of Fame.
Good day, House of La Beja, and happy December!
Honor and respect, honor and respect, honor and respect. Divine all blessed peace and love, joy and prosperity. Greetings and salutations to you and yours. It is another edition of Revolutionary Hoodoo, New Orleans Voodoo Secrets and Recipes. Voodoo Hoodoo 101. Powered, produced, promoted, sponsored, supported, and brought to you by NOIVD, New Orleans International Voodoo Day. In Ouida, Benin, a National Voodoo Day is celebrated annually on January 10th. African and diaspora artists are initially invited to create monuments to mark important points along the slave route. The path captured people were marched along on their way to the beach and to the slave ships that carried them into slavery into the Americas. And on the National Voodoo Day, there is a ceremonial procession to each of the major sites along the march. The procession begins under a tree where the slaves' auctions were held, then to the tree of forgetting, around which they were walked 3 times so that they would forget who they were and where they came from, and then the memorial of repentance, dedicated to repentance for the complicity of their ancestors in the slave trade and to petition the forgiveness of the descendants of enslaved Africans now living in the diaspora, a plea for absolution. Then to the Samai enclosure, where they were said to have waited for the slave ships to arrive. Then to the tree of return, where the slaves were walked around the tree 3 times so that their spirits would ultimately return to their native land. Then to the door of no return, a large arch where the enslaved were forced unto the slave ships. A most recent monument is near the door of return and is called the door of return, and homage to and celebration of the transatlantic descendants of African slaves. So on January 10th, National Voodoo Day in Ouida, Benin, the Dogbo King leads the procession every year to each of these sites where small ceremonies are performed, followed by a major Voodoo ceremony. This is indeed where we get our inspiration, our motivation to bring you the now 3rd annual International New Orleans Voodoo Day here in this beautiful, enchanted, legendary city of New Orleans, Louisiana. And we invite your continued support, volunteership, sponsorship, promotion, and participation in this powerful, growing, legendary event. Please do visit us at www.voodooday.org, www.vodouday.org for continuing updates and coming information, as well as how to contact us and join us and become a part of our team. And we're certainly thankful and grateful for your continued support and participation of this weeknight, 9 p.m. U.S. Central Standard Time podcast. And we're grateful for your continued support and participation. S. Marie, thank you so much. My godchild, the goddess, thank you so much for your continued support and participation. My beloved sister, Oracle Treehouse, peace and blessings to you and yours. Please do come on and co-host with us at some point. And we're certainly grateful for the continued participation, support, dedication, and vocation of our beloved co-host, our temple member, NOIVD committee member, the beloved Queen Mother Bianca Johnson Plessy. Elder Reggie, we identify here as Green Soap, the leader and founder of Shrine of the White Cloth, committed member and co-administrator of NOIVD. Our beloved community activist and Queen Mother, Sister Toni Val Martinez, community spiritual activator, I like to say. Activator and agitator. She gets you moving and she gets you moving forward. And my beloved first priest, my armor bearer, my wild man, Black Hawk Voodoo, a committed team member and co-administrator, NOIVD, and initiated member of the Source. Bianca is also initiated member, I believe, of the Source, as well as myself. And I will be unmuting my co-host momentarily. All is truly and indeed a blessing. Listen, the spirits still walk with us. Did you hear what I said, my children? Brothers and sisters, children of the drum, listen to the heartbeat that has carried us across the ocean, through chains, through fire, and into freedom. It is the heartbeat of the drum, the heartbeat of the ancestors, the heartbeat of the spirits who never abandoned us. In the villages of Dahomey, in the sacred groves of Yoruba lands, in the shrines of the Fan and Ewe people, there was Voodoo. And Voodoo was not superstition. It was the architecture of community. It was nature. It was the language of the divine, spoken through ritual, through song, through possession. It was the reminder that no one stands alone, that every soul is bound to the living, the dead, and the yet to be born. And when the ships came, when iron bit into wrists and backs, when the Atlantic swallowed our cries, Voodoo came too. Hidden in the memory, carried in the whispers, folded into prayers, encoded into maps of our memories, the enslaved carried not only their bodies, but their gods, their spirits, their Orisha, their Loa, their deities. And so, even in the cane fields of Saint Domingue, even in the rice swamps of Louisiana, the spirits walked beside us. In Haiti, the enslaved gathered in the night. They lit fires. They called upon the Loa, Ogu, Urzuli, Legba. They remembered that freedom was not a gift from masters, but a covenant with ancestors. At Bois Cayman, they swear an oath beneath the storm, invoking the spirits to guide their hands, and the revolution was born. That was empowerment. Not only the breaking of chains, but the realization that the divine itself demanded liberation. Voodoo was not passive. It was active, insurgent, revolutionary. It told the people, you are not powerless. You are the children of spirits who wield fire, iron, and love. Rise up. In Louisiana, the story was different, but no less powerful. Here, voodoo became voodoo, shaped by Catholic saints, French rituals, native medicines. It became the language of survival in a land where freedom was rationed, where Creole culture blurred lines of race and class. Marie Laveau, the great voodoo queen of New Orleans, stood as a beacon. She was healer, counselor, political broker. She showed that empowerment was not only rebellion, but negotiation, influence, the weaving of networks. Through her, voodoo with 4 O's became a communal force, binding Black, white, free, enslaved, rich, poor, into a womb of mutual reliance. Antebellum voodoo was empowerment through resilience. It said, even in bondage, we create community. Even in oppression, we wield power. Even in silence, we speak with spirits who cannot be silenced. Now, centuries later, the drum still beats, the spirits still walk, but empowerment today is not only about survival, it's about reclamation. West African Voodoo still thrives in Benin and Togo, reminding us of roots. Haitian Voodoo continues to be the heartbeat of a nation that defied empire. Louisiana Voodoo, often misunderstood, still whispers in the streets of New Orleans, in the candles lit at Congo Square, in the prayers spoken at St. Louis Cemetery, in the sacred spaces of the Source, in the House of the Divine Prince and Hoodoo Central, in the Shrine of the White Cloth. But empowerment today means more than remembering. It means using these traditions to heal wounds of racism, poverty, and disconnection. It means reclaiming narratives stolen by Hollywood caricatures and colonial fear. It means saying our traditions are not dark, they are luminous. They are not curses, they are blessings. They are not relics, they are living rivers of strength. And so self-empowerment begins with the drum inside. To know that you are never alone, to know that your ancestors walk with you, to know that the Loa, the spirits, respond when you call. And in Voodoo, the individual is a vessel. In Voodoo, possession is not loss of control, but union with divine power. And in Voodoo, with 4 O's, ritual is not superstition, but affirmation. I matter. I am seen. I am heard. I matter. I am seen. I am heard. We matter. We are seen and we are heard. Self-empowerment means standing in front of the mirror and seeing not only yourself, but the lineage behind you. It means carrying Marie Laveau's confidence, Ogu's strength, Urzali's compassion. It means refusing to shrink in a world that profits from your silence. It means communal empowerment. But empowerment is not only self, it's communal. Voodoo teaches the village survives together. Voodoo teaches the ceremony is collective. Voodoo with 4 O's teaches the ritual circle is a community. Communal empowerment means sharing resources when systems deny them, building networks of care when institutions fail, and creating spaces of ritual, art, and music that remind us of our shared humanity. In antebellum times, communal empowerment meant survival in the quarters, survival in the fields, survival in the maroon camps. Today, it means organizing against injustice, creating mutual aid, reclaiming cultural identity. And in the modern world, empowerment through Vodou, and voodoo means healing trauma through ritual, reconnecting diasporic communities to ancestral practices, using spiritual frameworks to resist systematic oppression, and celebrating Black identity, not as a deficit, but as divine inheritance. It means lighting candles not only for ancestors, but for justice and against injustice. It means drumming not only for ceremony, but for protest. It means possession, not only in ritual, but in the courage so that the spirit of freedom move through us. And my closing vision before I open the mics to my beloved co-hosts, please hear me now. Hear me. Hear me. Empowerment is not a gift. It is a responsibility. Empowerment is not a gift, it is a responsibility. Empowerment is not a gift, it is responsibility. It is the drumbeat that says, rise, rise, rise up, and still we rise. From the groves of Dahomey to the fires of Wakema, from the altars of Marie Laveau to the protests of today, the spirits have always whispered, you are powerful, you are communal, you are free. So let us walk forward with the ancestors at our side. Let us claim self-empowerment through ritual, community empowerment through solidarity. Let us remember that Vodou, Vodou, and Voodoo are not shadows, but light. The spirits still walk with us. The drum still beats. And we children are the children of the ancestors. We children are the ancestors. We, my beloveds, are of the ancestors, and still we rise. And so self and communal empowerment, utilizing West African Voodoo, Haitian Vodou, Louisiana Voodoo, in antebellum and modern context. What is empowerment and what does it look like to you and for you? How has voodoo and the many practices and traditions of voodoo given you a sense of empowerment? And how has voodoo and the many practices and traditions of voodoo given you a sense of empowerment? How has spirituality and practice helped you to regain your connection to something bigger than yourself and a feeling of personal empowerment? How can we utilize ATR, Aboriginal, African, traditional religious practices and traditions to empower ourselves and our communities in the present day and time space? What say you, my beloved Bianca Johnson? Plessy, Elder Reggie, please do unmute yourselves and come on in. The Queen Mother, Sister Toni Val Martinez, and my beloved Joshua Nylan Tanner. What say you?
Hey everyone, how y'all doing out there in the listening audience? My co-host, I hope everyone is having a good night. It has empowered me to know that I can keep my space safe and rid of any unwanted energies or entities. If I don't want you around me, I could get rid of you. And that gives me a sense of power to know that you can't push me around. I had a neighbor, oh my God, a Caucasian gentleman. And he was the version of Fred Sanford Junkyard. And anybody who knows me know how I feel about my yard. And he was piling all his little trash, and we was getting into bad arguments to the point where him and my youngest daughter was about to throw blows. So all I said was, I got something for you. Y'all feeling that 3-word? And within 2 weeks, he announced, oh, I'm moving. I'm going to Florida. I'm just saying, good. Take all your junk with you. I wanted him gone. I didn't care about the neighbor on the other side of him, who was my landlord's brother. But he came and said, you know, I'm moving. I said, you moving out that house that your sister owned? He said, yeah. I was like, okay, neither one of y'all must have meant me no good. So bye. And that gives me power. I've done it before. The first time I did it when I was in Memphis. Got rid of a whole block.
We did it in Memphis.
Yes. Got rid of a whole block. So the buildings were literally razed to the ground. I moved into a New Jack City from Katrina after all the free stuff was over and you had to pay everything. So I was going to live in the hood. I come from the hood in New Orleans. But I never lived in a hood in New Orleans like the one I came into when I went in Memphis. So, I mean, it actually was like a New Jack City. But they was all gone. All gone. Got rid of them. So that's how I feel empowered. What about you, Sister Bianca?
I think like when I feel empowerment by it, I think what moves me a lot is I like how we all come together in the community, especially like when we do different ceremonies or different spiritual events when we come together when they have drummings and stuff, because there are a lot of people out there that's probably going through anything that we could imagine that anybody can go through. But I noticed that when we do have those, just having the different loas there and the different music and the drums that helps people move, you know, like it kind of release some of those emotions or some of those stress or some of like whatever people going through that they need to release. Sometimes I feel like the drums and the music and people who have shared experience or can relate to all that stuff could come together to share those experiences and release those different energies and stuff out that can help turn into something positive. And to me, that's how I look at voodoo or the spiritual or the different loas and stuff. It just kind of help give you some type of comfort that you will be okay. I do have a quick story that I wanted to share. I had a dream that there was a big storm that was coming. It was like a tornado, seemed like almost a tornado or something that was coming. And I just remember seeing like everyone in the city running in chaos. So there was like, oh, a storm coming, the wind, everything was just flying in the air, stuff flying in the air and everything. So I was trying to take cover, like looking for somewhere where I can take safety. One of the ladies was like, you can come over here, but her house didn't look sturdy. It didn't look like it was gonna make it through the storm. But there was this one black lady. She looked like she was heavy set, and she was dressed in like a Victorian style dress with like white gloves on her hands and like a feather hat. And she told me, she said, "Come with me." So she grabbed my hands, and I'm thinking she's about to take me to a building for safety. But she brought me to look like a little picnic table, a table that had like a little umbrella over it. And they had a bunch of other older ladies there that was also dressed in the Victorian style dress. And they was drinking teas and eating crumpets. So the lady told me to sit down, and I'm like, there is a storm coming. Don't you think we need to take safety? And the ladies laughed. And the heavyset lady grabbed my hand and said, the storm is coming, but you will be okay. You will be okay. You will make it through the storm. And a light from the sky shined down over our umbrella, and they told me, don't worry, drink your teas and eat your crumpets. And I sat there at the table with the older black ladies drinking teas and eating crumpets while there was a whole tornado and a storm just blowing everywhere, everybody running in chaos while we're outside in it, and the light beaming down from the sky. So I want you guys to tell me, what do y'all think that might mean?
Hello, I think something about to go on in your life that's gonna be very, very emotional, very turbulent. But you're gonna have to go back to your ancestry, go back to your ancestors. That's where you're gonna find your safety at. Like I said, if I don't want somebody around me, I know how to get rid of them. So I go back to my ancestors, call upon them. So that's how I see it. That's how I would see it. Elder Reggie, how would you see it?
Yeah, I like to chime in, Sister Bianca. I see it as a female lineage. So say maybe from your mama's side is where the energy and the help is coming in for this particular case. But if you could look at a storm in the New Orleans area, ICE is presenting a certain type of stone. People are unnerved, unrattled. I seen on the news the other day in front of city council, people standing up for their right. That is a stone. And so it's a metaphor for however you interpret it, because it is your dream. And that's the way you would have to approach it. But I also want to do, if we could, just a moment of solemn prayer and thought for Benin. We are sister cities with Benin, West Africa, and this stupid coup d'etat that just took place on Saturday didn't make any sense. But that tells you storm and chaos is around us all the time. And even a place like that with all the powerful voodoo shrines and temples can still be penetrated. So we got to continue to pay attention to our dreams, pay attention to our thoughts, continue our prayers, and pour our libations. Brother Joshua, would you like to add anything?
And we also want to take a moment to show condolence to Joshua and Nylan Tanner and his bereaving family in the transition, I believe, of his uncle who passed away of cancer. So he might not even have a lot to say tonight, but we certainly want to send out love and support.
Sorry for your loss.
Yes, sorry for your loss, brother.
And Sister Bianca, sudden change and transformation. Storms often brings, sudden and dramatic change and transformation. So it could also be a sudden shift in trajectory, for you personally and within the dynamics of your household.
And remember, storms don't always just come to destroy. Sometimes storms come to clean up, to get rid of excessive stuff that's not needed, come to make a new day, a new path.
Yes. So, well, I'll add one more thing. And you guys may already know this. When you're in a dream, that is your spirit, even though your physical body is at rest. The spirit that imbues that body still travels to these different dimensions. So when you partake in a dream like that, you got to know that's a part of you that's in that particular space. And the messages really is going to only be you, the one that can interpret what it means to you.
And it's good that you remember that much of a dream. A lot of people can't even remember their dreams. Divine Prince told me to get a book and write mine down. Because mine always wake me up in the middle of the night. I wake up, I'll come out of it. Especially if it's something that I take. Nope. Wake up, girl. Wake up. Oh.
Yeah. But I would like to give my perspective now on how voodoo is showing up to me, and especially with the New Orleans International Voodoo Day Committee organization. Even that the day we do the event, it is so big on a spiritual level, because with the procession, we are pouring libation at different locations. I'm not saying nobody else in the city is doing that, but that's here nor there. But the mere fact that we do it for a multitude of ancestors is big. And then when we get to Congo Square, we are basically reenacting events that Marie Laveau done in that same location. These are big spiritual portals that we are partaking in. We might not can't see it because we're on the same level with it. And sometimes when you're making history, you don't realize it's history till after it has passed by. But me saying that, I appreciate this opportunity to really do voodoo in a present day, real time level.
I want to add to that, Elder Reggie, that we're also crafting a door of no return monument here in New Orleans. We're not going to say where or exactly when. It's in development, but it's definitely coming. It will be somewhere along the river, and it will be a sister monument, so to speak, to that which is in Benin, which has been a part of their annual commemoration of the transatlantic slave trade in Middle Passage. And so I'm really excited and looking forward to that as well.
Yes, and to speak of the Benin, though of return, it is powerful. I've seen it in person. I felt the energy. It is very, very powerful. And they do a procession where they pay homage to the ancestors. So we are moving in the right direction because we're being led by spirit. And this is so, so important, guys. Mm-hmm.
And I want to tell y'all, keep up the good work on keeping ICE out the city. If you notice on the news, ICE is only in the French Quarter. And all of these reports of them snatching people and grabbing people is actually from Jefferson Parish. It's actually from Jefferson Parish. So let's keep them out of our city and keep them bound to going elsewhere, like a whole nother state. But to me, it's heartbreaking because it gives you kind of anxiety to see them and say, this how the slave catchers went through this city 200 years ago, 250 years ago, walking the roads in the street, hunting our ancestors. And it's going on today, and we live in that.
It's also affecting us profoundly economically in terms of business. And I think there will be some pushback, at the governmental level among the Republicans about that too, as well.
Long as Landry Brown nosing, because they just totally ignoring anything Helen Moreno and the city council is telling them. They just totally ignoring it, not even answering them. Like, whatever. And a lot of businesses are closed. I saw a video of a Middle Eastern gas station that had locked them out. And that was in one of the Jefferson Parishes Avenue, not in Orleans. And they was filming it, and they was outside the door looking like just pissed. And the dude was standing in the door with the door locked. Like, you're not coming in here. We're not servicing you. So now they going after the Ethiopians. And y'all keeping an eye on that list that Trump keep making of all the countries that can't enter the United States. Every day he adding two or three more on there. People from these countries not allowed in. And the most awful thing I seen them do, the people going in line to get their citizenship, live flag in hand, they're going to take their oath. They done jumped through all the hurdles, signed all the papers, taken all the classes, and ICE comes in and pulls them out the line. Because they from a country that Trump don't like. So it's not about fairness. It's not about doing what you're supposed to do and being in this country legally. It's about what he wants. And I don't see this ending good at all, as long as the Republican Party is in power. Everybody keeps saying they don't want Trump to wake up. Trump is the little finger on the big hand. So we got to pray hard. We got to pray hard. I know I got two Hispanic families. I really don't know, but they stay directly across the street from me. And I've been doing my little porch work just to keep ICE out my neighborhood from around them. I don't even know if they got others in my neighborhood because it's not a very friendly neighborhood. So, but I know they're over there. So I'm trying to keep them, put up that invisible barrier. Stay away from here. Don't come walking down this street. Well, it's time for us to close. We've run out of time. I want to turn it over to the Divine Prince to acknowledge all our viewers on our other platforms. And then we'll turn it over to Elder Reggie to give us the advertisements and close us out.
All is truly and indeed a blessing. We are always honored and grateful for those who listen and participate and observe from our various Facebook profiles, groups, etc. From my LinkedIn, YouTube channel, Twitter X, and certainly we're thankful and grateful for our listeners and participants in the Instagram platform. Ileguanda, I think I'm pronouncing that right. Ilegunda Hosu 21. We appreciate you. Black Ice 1940. Thank you for coming by. Just respectfully, the Empress. Divine Tima join. Bloom is coming. 111 join. Dion Vids join. Golden Insight 33 join. Kari Gerald join. J Price 1015 join. Gwen K. Burke join. Thank you so much. Nukisha join. Baba K 360 also join. Step Up to the Plate join. Thank you so much. 3X Gray Star. I Am Abundant One. Happy Shit joined. And Bree Limit 25 and Being Jubilani. We certainly are thankful and appreciative for your support, listenership, participation, and do visit us at www.voodooday.org to keep up with important updates about our coming annual International New Orleans Voodoo event. And certainly we look forward to meeting you here tomorrow night at 9 p.m. U.S. Central Standard Time on a platform or social media location near you. All is a blessing.
Okay. Divine Prince, can you? There we go. Thank you. Advertisement. Our new moon ritual prayer and application ceremony will occur on the next new moon, which is Friday, December the 19th, 2025, at 6:30 p.m. in the zodiac of Sagittarius. Our address, that address will be 710 Cluid Street. It's called the Cluid Garden. It's a ritual spiritual warfare ceremony. If you can make it out, please come out. Please. And then we have Saturday, the 13th of December at 6:30 p.m., the Gade ceremony, which leads back to Friday, December the 19th, which is the new moon ritual. And the 20th of December, we have the Puerto Flaming Bath ritual. And then on Wednesday, the 24th of December, we have the bonfire on the levee in the river parishes. If you could make note of that, please do. We have a lot of spiritual events coming forward and rituals coming forward to help us maintain.
And the address for the Saturday night rituals this coming Gede is 3319 Rosalie Alley. 3319 Rosalie Alley, New Orleans, Louisiana, 70117.
Thank you, Divine Prince. Lest we forget, the spiritual medicine of voodoo brings healing and relief from the shackles of slavery that binds the master and the slave to the same chain of social division. With that, I say, Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Good night, everyone. We love you, and we'll be back tomorrow. Thank you.
Good night, everyone.
Allow me to show you something.
They say I'm crazy and that might be true. I got this right in my DNA, yet I'm coming for you. It's time we turn the tables, flip these motherfuckers on you. I wanna see you hanging from trees. It's time you pay for your dirt and your showtime. You created the monster, you created the beast. Now all this savagery you just gon' reap. I'm coming home, daddy, to the plantation, and I'm taking the lives of everybody, including the children, on some Nat Turner. Do you hear that sound? It's about to go down. Unleash the beast, we about to tear this motherfucker down. Do you hear that sound? It's about to go down. Unleash the beast, we about to tear this motherfucker down. I met my girl Harriet at the gate. If you wanna know how she doing, yeah, she's straight. But she had one question: when we gon' get up? All that talking tough, yeah, we don't walk it tough. She got it locked and loaded, got that piece up on her side. She looked me in my eyes and said, "Meet you ready to ride?" Moving forward, you gotta use both eyes. Watch your front and watch your back. Keep your hands up on your gas. Do you hear that sound? It's about to go down. Unleash the beast, we about to tear this motherfucker down. Do you hear that sound? It's about to go down. Unleash the beast, we about to tear this motherfucker down. He sit at the table, but he don't order no bacon. He greet me in those words, assalamu alaikum. Got them glasses on his face and them waves in his head. He go by the name of Detroit Red. He looks me in my eye and says, you only get one try. Know that your biggest opposition will come from the inside. I know you wanna love them all, but don't even try, because they'll smile up in your face while plotting your demise. Do you hear that sound? It's about to go down. Unleash the beast, we about to tear this motherfucker down. Do you hear that sound? It's about to go down. Unleash the beast, we about to tear this motherfucker down.